Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. Today I'm going to discuss about the organ of medicine philosophy topic of Stuart Close, that is general pathology of homeopathy. Okay, in general pathology of homeopathy, Stuart Close has given this topic according to and he divided into subtopics like theory of chronic disease, metastasis, relation of bacteriology to homeopathy, and idiosyncrasies and diseases. Like he divided it into this topic into subtopics. So I am now discussing the first subtopic, theory of chronic diseases. Okay, in this he gives human pathology is the science which treats of diseased or abnormal conditions of living beings. Okay, pathology deals with the diseased or abnormal conditions of living beings, and this pathology is divided into general pathology and specific pathology. Okay, general pathology deals with the principles, theories, and explanation and classification of facts. That is, it analyzes the specific pathology. And specific pathology is again divided into medical pathology and surgical pathology. Medical pathology deals with internal morbid conditions, and surgical pathology deals with external morbid conditions. Modern science in general and medical science in particular, there is modern science takes everything in materialistic standpoint, like regards the facts of universe from a materialistic standpoint. That is, it takes everything into the matter of in terms of matter and motion. It reduces everything into materialistic standpoint. There are many things that won't come into the materialistic standpoint. There are many things beyond that. So only modern science regards the facts of universe from a materialistic standpoint, and it reduces all the things into the terms of matter and motion. But homeopathy is different from the modern science. Like homeopathy use the facts of universe in a vitalistic and substantial standpoint. Homeopathic medical science views the facts of universe in general and medical facts in particular from a vitalistic, substantialistic standpoint. Like everything it takes into the substantialistic standpoint, which regards all things and forces including life and mind as substantial entities. Okay, so to declare this, Hahnemann has changed the in sixth edition of Organon. He changed the word vital force into the vital principle. Hahnemann in his sixth edition of Organon uses the word vital principle instead of vital force, making it clear that he holds firmly to the substantialistic view of life. So he made the vital force into the vital principle. And that is, life is a substantial object, it's not a materialistic thing. Life is a substantialistic objective entity. It's a originating power or principle, not merely a condition or mode of motion. It's a originating power. So when the life is dynamic, so the disease should be also in dynamic thing, like a dynamic theory of diseases. The disease is always primarily a morbid dynamical or functional disturbance of vital principle. That is, a disease is the disturbance, dynamical disturbance of vital principle. And Hahnemann reduced all the phenomena of chronic diseases according to the causes into four fundamental diseases. This he reduces all the diseases into four classes. First is occupational or drug disease, Sora, psychosis, and syphilis. And this Hahnemann classification of disease is compared with the Cuvier classification in zoology. He divided the uh, animal kingdom into vertebra, molars, etc., depending upon their internal structure. So Hahnemann's classification of diseases compared with the Cuvier classification in zoology. Okay, coming to the Hahnemann's classification of disease, in occupational disease or drug diseases, drugs which are merely local temporary functional disturbances that are not really true diseases. They are due to the disturbance in the person's life who are actually healthy. So they are not true diseases, uh, but near disposition which disappear under ordinary circumstances when the cause is removed. So these ordinary diseases, which are not caused due to true disease, but they're caused due to the disturbance in the environment the which healthy organism exposes, they comes under the uh, this occupational diseases. Okay, the treatment of such conditions just require removal of the cause, or it may require antidoting the poisons chemically or dynamically. And first, these diseases are included in the occupational diseases. Next, he considered all the diseases that are caused due to the venereal diseases, that are caused by the ancient venereal diseases. So, in olden days, syphilis was the most prominent venereal disease. So, under syphilis, he recognized syphilis as a fundamental cause of large number of symptoms. So, until now, occupational disease is completed and syphilis classification is completed. Next, gonorrhea. He observed by suppressing the gonorrhea with the topical treatment, he observed many diseases are coming out. Like actually in Hahnemann time, gonorrhea was not a constitutional one. Like it's not really greatly observed, but it's suppression of the figwort thing gives rise to so many diseases. Hahnemann observed that in Hahnemann's time, gonorrhea as a constitutional was little known. Hahnemann had detected its relation to many evil consequences following suppression of its primary thing by local treatment. He had also observed the evils arising from the topical and mechanical treatment of the anomalous venereal condition variously known as psychosis or figwort disease. Okay, to this newly observed recognized pathological form, he named as psychosis. A psychosis, Greek term commonly employed in his day to designate the typical physical manifestation, the figwort. Okay, and until now, occupational disease completed, syphilis completed, and psychosis is completed. So, and again, there are many diseases which are not because of the venereal diseases, and he included all the diseases which are not due to the venereal cause under SORA. So now theory of we completed the subtopic theory of chronic diseases. Now we'll enter into relation of bacteriology to homeopathy topic. Okay, in relation of bacteriology to homeopathy, Stuart Close says that Hahnemann was so far ahead of his time that his teaching in his higher phases could not be fully understood until science in its slow advance had elucidated and corroborated the facts upon which he based. He says Hahnemann was so far ahead of his time that modern science is unable to understand what Hahnemann's thought is. He was so much ahead. Uh, they didn't understand Hahnemann teaching until this slow science has advanced. Until that, they didn't understand Hahnemann view. The practical value of Hahnemann theory of chronic diseases has never been fully appreciated because it has never been understood fully. And after that, when this modern science is advanced and they stressed the modern bacteriological science, then stressed upon prophylaxis, sanitation, hygiene, etc. But they didn't understand the logic behind how to cure a disease, how to consider the disease, how to treat any case. And even though they stressed upon the prophylaxis, sanitation, hygiene, they failed to follow the logical and practical methods to cure these diseases or to discover two means of cure for itself. Even though they stressed upon these things, but failed to discover the logic behind how to treat the diseases. Like see, vaccine therapy, it was the most accepted, but now it's going out of practice. The modern medicine will-o-wisp has always searched for specific to treat a disease instead of considering the individual. The modern science always thinks that for every disease there is one particular medicine, but it's not like that. Every disease differs with every individual. Every individual disease is different. McConkie, viewing Hahnemann's theory from the standpoint of bacteriology, pointed out that misleading interpretation. Hahnemann has used the all has misunderstood the Hahnemann's view about the bacteriology and SORA, everything. McConkie says that everyone has misinterpreted the Hahnemann's view about SORA. The primary error consisted in regarding Sora merely as a dyscrasia or diathesis, which is opposed to the Hahnemann thought. So all has think that Sora is just a dyscrasia, but it is not. Hahnemann says Sora as the cause of many of the dyscrasia. So it says instead of regarding Sora as a dyscrasia, Hahnemann included several of the dyscrasia among morbid conditions and diseases caused by Sora. He says all the diseases are caused due to Sora. It's not dyscrasia. Hahnemann was the first person to perceive and teach the parasitic nature of infectious or contagious diseases, including syphilis, gonorrhea, and the chronic diseases in general. Hahnemann held that all the chronic diseases are derived from three: is primary, infectious, or parasitic causes. All chronic diseases, Hahnemann says, show such a constancy and perseverance. Uh, Hahnemann says all the chronic diseases shows constancy and perseverance. He says as soon as the chronic diseases develop and have not been healed by medical art, they even more increase. They increase year by year. They will increase within years, and they cannot be diminished by the strength even belong to most robust constitution. And this chronic disease will increase day by day, and it cannot be like uh, uh, cured, treated in robust constitution too. They, even robust constitution cannot decrease this chronic disease if it is not treated with the medical art. During Hahnemann's time, the word miasm used to express uh, miasma efflua, putrescent organic matter contagion. This word miasma was used very misinterpreted. During Hahnemann's time, miasma word is used to denote the effluent, nothing but the discharges, offensive discharges, putrescent organic matter contagion. But it is different in Hahnemann's view. Miasm is universally diffused, shows incredible capacity for multiplication. People are very variously susceptible to infection. The slightest breath sometimes induces the disease, while the others will daily breathe the poisonous atmosphere without injury. People are differently susceptible to different things. Like one can uh, get ill by even breathing the normal air, while other can stay safe. So people are very differently susceptible to infection. Hahnemann estimated that 7/8 of chronic diseases of his day were due to Sora, the remaining eighth being due to the syphilis and psychosis. So now by this we will complete the second subtopic of general pathology in homeopathy, that is relation of bacteriology in relation to enter into the another subtopic, the doctrine of latency. Okay, Sora, like syphilis and psychosis, may remain latent for long periods until circumstances awaken the disease. So these miasms will remain latent for a long period until the external influences awaken the latent miasm. Until then, they will remain latent. The doctrine of latency was strenuously opposed for a long time, but is now endorsed and taught by the highest authorities in regard to syphilis, gonorrhea, and tuberculosis. First, it was opposed, but now is supported because of the in regards to this disease, syphilis, gonorrhea, and tuberculosis. Hahnemann doctrine of latency confirmed by modern research in regard to tuberculosis. In infancy, people used in ancient days, infancy, people used to suffer with tuberculosis, but it remained latent. And again, after an adult, when they reach adult, again they, due to some environmental influences, again they come from the latent phase, and there will be explosion of the latent soil, and they'll lead to diseases. Okay, Sora, it is identical with the ancient form of leprosy or malignant erysipelas, because in leprosy too there was itching and all these things. So says Sora is identical with the ancient form of leprosy or malignant erysipelas. It was gradual. So leprosy was very dangerous during that time, but it was gradually modified by greater personal cleanliness, more suitable clothing, general improvement in hygienic condition, until it was reduced to a common age. Okay, so flora is identical with the ancient form of leprosy. It was too dangerous during its starting time, but with the good good practices like cleanliness, good clothing, improvement of hygiene, that leprosy is reduced to a common age. Okay, with this, the theory of latency is complete.